No dia 6 de julho de 2012, a adolescente de 16 anos Skylar Disney saiu de fininho de sua casa pela janela de seu quarto e nunca mais voltou. Seria ela uma fugitiva ou ela teria sido sequestrada? Eu sou a Damonile do Ask Damô e esse é o primeiro vídeo do quadro Cold Blooded Sunday. Então, todo domingo, vamos falar sobre casos criminais famosos que foram resolvidos. E o objetivo é ensinar você vocabulário sobre crime and punishment. Então já se inscreve para não perder nenhum vídeo. Skylar estava no segundo ano escolar quando conheceu Sheila Eddy at a community center. They were super close. Como ambas eram filhas únicas, they really bonded over that. The girls went to different schools, but when they got into high school, Sheila ended up transferring to University High School. And eventually, they added a third member to their group. During their freshman year, they met Rachel Schoaf. They acted more like sisters than friends. E até chegar a pensar que nothing could ever break their friendship apart. Eventually, over time, they started having inner group jealousy. Então já passaram por isso? Já estiveram em um trio no qual as três são próximas, mas eventualmente duas acabam ficando mais próximas e uma se sente de fora? Skylar felt left out. E olha só esse tweet dela. Sick of being at fucking home. Thanks friends. Love hanging out with you all too. It was crystal clear that Skylar was hurt by her best friends making plans without her. 2 days after this tweet, ela sai de fininho à meia-noite de acordo com as câmeras de segurança do prédio.
She had a job at Wendy's, which she loved. On Thursday, July 5th, 2012, she came home after work and got ready for bed.
She put her arm around her mom, gave her a kiss, and gave her a hug and said, "I love you, Mom." She turned to me and said, "I love you, Dad." And she went to the room.
The next day, Dave planned to meet Skylar in their apartment at lunchtime. He was surprised that she wasn't there. A little worried, he called Mary.
I thought she was out with one of her other friends. I figured they went swimming or shopping.
Dave called her friends, including Sheila. No one had seen her. Next, he went outside and found more cause for worry. A small bench was tucked near Skylar's window, and the window screen was missing.
At this time, I called Skylar's cell phone. I said, "Hey, you're in trouble. You better be calling me right away." And so I called her cell phone about 10 times. I called Mary again.
Again, Mary told him to calm down. She said Skylar was expected at work at 4.
I said, "We're not going to worry. I'll call them about 10 after 4, give her time to clock in, everything, see if she's there."
But Mary didn't get a chance to call Wendy's.
They called us first, wanting to know if she was coming to work.
Was that a big moment for you?
Yeah.
A few minutes later, there was another big surprise, a call from Sheila.
She said that she had to tell me the truth. And I said, "Well, what truth?" She said, "Well, we snuck out last night."
Mary's heart fell. Skylar had done that once before, gone on a late-night joyride with Rachel and Sheila. That time, they'd been caught for being out after the town curfew. And now here was a worried Sheila saying they'd done it again.
I said, "Where did you go? Where's Skylar?" And she said that Skylar insisted they drop her off at the end of the street so we wouldn't hear her sneaking back in.
Skylar's friend, Sheila Eddy, had said Skylar was home around midnight. So what was this car doing pulling up around 12:30 a.m.? Who was in it? Dave Neese watched horrified as there on the tape, out walked Skylar.
She slowly walked down to a car that was sitting there waiting on her. And she got in the back seat, I could tell that. And she drove away.
You can see she's walking through the parking lot across the street to where a car is waiting. And then she gets into the back seat and then drive away. Sair de fininho era algo que Skylar estava acostumada a fazer. As três garotas amavam dirigir até a fronteira da Pensilvânia to smoke weed and drink. It's important to mention that the three girls were very active on Twitter, especially Sheila. Ela praticamente compartilhava tudo nas redes sociais. Stepdaddy, stop walking around the house without a shirt, it's gross. Not to mention your boobs are bigger than mine. Outro exemplo. I wonder what it's like to be good at math. There's a reason why sober and so bored sound almost exactly the same. If you talk about how you are madly in love with Justin Bieber, I probably want to stab you. There were some rumors spreading around that Rachel and Sheila were actually in a relationship. The two were hooking up. De acordo com o diário de Skylar, on August 21st of 2011, Skylar detailed a night at Rachel's house. Elas pegaram uma bebida alcoólica do armário da mãe da Sheila. They got drunk and Sheila and Rachel proceeded to make out in every way that you can possibly imagine. Então, nesse caso, make out, elas estavam dando uns amassos. O problema é que a Skylar não estava incomodada das duas serem homossexuais. O problema é que elas estavam no mesmo cômodo com as meninas. Então, imagina, você com as suas duas amigas, elas começam a se pegar e você fica lá. Meu Deus. She was locked in the bedroom with them, so Skylar is having to sit there, watching them make out, então make out, dando os amassos, because she didn't want them to get caught. Então a Skylar ficou com medo de sair do quarto e a mãe da Sheila perceber o que elas estavam fazendo e ficar ruim para as três. 2 weeks later, Skylar tweeted, "I'd tell the whole school all the shit I have on everybody, which is a lot. Hashtag if I could get away with it." Então, meio que ela tá ameaçando contar pra todo mundo do caso das duas, porque ambas tinham namorados. Muitas pessoas acreditam que devido a isso, they started to push Skylar away. They would make plans without her all the time and even dress like each other to make Skylar jealous. Skylar e Sheila passaram a se desentender constantemente, mas o motivo nunca ficou claro. No dia 6 de julho de 2012, os pais notam que a filha tinha desaparecido. Ligam para a polícia, mas she didn't qualify for Amber Alert, no qual fala a child had to have believed to be abducted and be in danger of serious danger. Ou seja, a criança teria que ter sido sequestrada ou estar em uma situação perigosa. A polícia acreditava que she was a runaway, que ela era uma fugitiva, pois de acordo com as câmeras de segurança do prédio da Skylar, ela entrou no carro e partiu.
What was this car doing pulling up around 12:30 a.m.? Who was in it? Dave Neese watched horrified as there on the tape, out walked Skylar.
She slowly walked down to a car that was sitting there waiting on her, and she got in the back seat, I could tell that, and she drove away.
Police couldn't quite make out a license plate or tell the make or model.
Mas isso não fazia sentido para a família, pois ela havia deixado para trás muitas coisas como her toothbrush, her phone charge, and etc. Durante o desaparecimento da amiga, Sheila se mostra mega prestativa e sempre liga para os pais da Skylar para perguntar sobre a investigação. I wish I had some information. I wish I knew something. I wish I could help. Olha esse tweet de outubro de 2012. A Sheila que escreveu: Skylar, sorry I haven't posted in a while. School has been taking up all my time. I miss you so much in school. Me and Rachel miss you so much, especially at lunch. We sit at a lunch table alone, come back so we don't look like loners anymore. School is so hard without you. Actually, everything's hard without you. I seriously think about you 24/7 and miss talking to you on the phone day and night. Então, basicamente, aqui, ela fala que ela tá sentindo muita falta da amiga. I know you wouldn't like some of the things that are being said lately. Então, basicamente, as pessoas já estão com muita desconfiança em cima das duas, que algo teria acontecido. So please come home and prove them all wrong. Então, por favor, venha para casa e prove a eles que eles estão errados, que está tudo bem com você. I've been doing absolutely everything I can to help, and I know you'd be thankful for that. I don't know why you haven't come home yet, but if you are scared that people will be mad at you, they won't be. Então aqui ela fala, se você tá com medo de voltar para casa, não fique. Volta. As pessoas estão preocupadas com você. Nós estamos preocupadas com você. I miss you so, so, so much, more than you could ever imagine. And you will always, always, always be my best friend. Remember that. Então ela tá falando pra ela voltar, que ela sente muita falta dela. Vamos só ver o desfecho da história.
They'd seen Skylar from Morgantown to New York and even California. Each sighting was a dead end. At the same time, Colbank pulled Skylar's records. What she found was ominous. Skylar wasn't using her cell phone or her ATM card. Colbank now had serious doubts that Skylar had run away.
Usually runaways, they take items with them that they want, especially if she had contacts and glasses. She didn't take that stuff with her.
And then police got an important new lead in the case. There had been 2 bank robberies in the nearby town of Blacksville. Both of them had gone down around the time Skylar vanished.
I was working with other investigators on those bank robberies.
While looking into the robberies, Ronnie Gaskins of the West Virginia State Police was called into Skylar's case. There had been a tip that somehow Skylar had been at a party with the suspected bank robbers when something bad happened.
What was the theory?
They're just rumors, gossip going around that there was this teenage party, there was a possible overdose, and people there were scared, so they hid the body.
Posteriormente, a Sheila ligou para a polícia e admitiu que a Rachel buscou a Skylar às 11 horas da noite, o que era mentira, conforme observado no vídeo. Rumors at the school were kicking up that Rachel and Sheila had something to do with Skylar's disappearance. Pensavam que ela teria tido uma overdose e que as meninas teriam escondido o corpo. Muitas desconfianças com relação às garotas, a polícia descobriu que elas estavam mentindo e decidiram que ambas fariam polígrafo. A Sheila com certeza não passou no teste e Rachel nesse meio tempo teve uma crise e ficou internada uns 3 dias em uma clínica psiquiátrica. É quando a polícia aperta então a garota.
Their few remaining friends told authors Daylene Barry and Jeff Fuller that Rachel seemed agitated.
She was acting out, getting into more family altercations at home.
So the walls were closing in on Rachel.
Mon County 911, we have an emergency.
I have an issue with a 16-year-old daughter of mine. Can't control her anymore.
And then, on December 28th, Rachel apparently snapped. Her upset mother called the police.
She's shooting nuts, she's screaming, she's running through the neighborhood. Give me the phone. Like, no, this is over, this is over. My husband's trying to contain her. Please hurry.
And Rachel was taken to a mental health facility. A few days later, Corporal Ronnie Gaskins got a big surprise. Rachel wanted to meet at her lawyer's office. She had something she wanted to say.
Take us inside that attorney's office with Rachel. What was her demeanor?
I remember her pulling up a wastebasket next to her. She's afraid she was going to throw up. And then he started asking her the questions that we thought she would answer. Did she overdose? Was there a party? And I remember her face got really red, and she just, glanced at us and said we stabbed her.
Was there just a hush in the room? How did everyone react?
Everybody was silent for a couple minutes. And we were speechless.
It wasn't an accident, it was a murder. And not only had Rachel and Sheila killed Skylar, they had planned it for months. All the while looking and acting like the best of friends, as Sheila and Skylar do in this video. As part of the plan, Rachel and Sheila settled on the night of July 5th as the ideal time to kill Skylar.
Earlier that day, Rachel had obtained the shovel from her father's residence. They put it in Sheila's trunk. They brought the clean clothes, cleaning supplies, and according to Rachel, Sheila had provided the kitchen knives.
They called Skylar to say they were on their way over.
Pulled up to the residence.
And there is Skylar, sneaking out in that grainy surveillance video. The car is Sheila's, and inside are Skylar's 2 best friends.
Skylar gets in the car, and they go driving.
And they drove for nearly an hour, for miles and miles.
Rachel shocked them all. We stabbed her to death. Aí nessa parte, ela falou o seguinte: We stabbed her at death. Que elas esfaquearam ela até a morte. Então, as you can imagine, the investigators just dropped. Então, os investigadores ficaram de queixo caído. The police officers were thinking about a cover-up for an accident. E ela acabou confessando tudo. Então, na verdade, o que aconteceu é que a polícia achou que as 3 tivessem combinado, de usar drogas e tivessem passado do limite, a Skylar tivesse tido uma overdose e que elas teriam escondido o corpo. Mas em nenhum momento eles pensaram que as 2 teriam assassinado a amiga. Até mesmo porque a Skylar e a Sheila eram amigas de longa data. The girls counted out 1, 2, 3. And on 3, they pulled out kitchen knives and started stabbing Skylar. They let her slowly bleed out in front of them, watched her slowly die, enquanto Skylar perguntava, why? E essa é uma pergunta interessante. Por que as meninas mataram ela?
They get to the scene, they parked the car, and they found an area where they could sit and talk. And Skylar leaves to go back to the car, and then Rachel said that on 3.
According to Gaskins, Rachel said she counted 1, 2, 3, and on 3, the two girls began.
And that's when her and Sheila started stabbing Skylar from behind.
She was stabbed over 50 times. Então, elas esfaquearam as meninas mais de 50 vezes. A polícia então pergunta a Rachel, "Can you lead us to the body?" Então eles queriam saber se ela poderia levar a polícia até o corpo. Mas, como estava no inverno e tinha muita neve, eles tiveram que aguardar um tempo para irem até o local do crime. Elas tinham premeditado tudo: shovel, clean clothes, rag and etc. Não conseguiram enterrar. The ground was too hard and rocky. Fizeram uma cova rasa e colocaram por cima o que foram encontrando, como galhos e folhas. The punishment. Rachel turned herself in on May 1st of 2013 and pled guilty to second-degree murder. Although she was 16, ela foi condenada como adulto. The state of West Virginia recommended a sentence of 20 years. Sheila was indicted by a grand jury in West Virginia, kidnapping, first-degree murder, and conspiracy to commit murder. She was smiling in court and seemed very worried about her appearance and into her hair. She pleaded not guilty to all of the charges. Porém, quando ela percebeu que o caldo estava engrossando pro lado dela, she decided to take a plea deal. In January of 2014, she did plead guilty to first-degree murder. She was sentenced to life in prison but with mercy. She'll be up for parole in 15 years. She never expressed any remorse, never said sorry to the family, ao contrário da Rachel.
I'm so sorry. I don't know if there's a proper way to make this apology, because there are not even words to describe the guilt and remorse that I feel each day for what I've done. The person that did that was not the real me, not the person I am, not what I'm made of, and not what I believe in. I don't think I ever thought that this would actually happen. I became scared and caught up in something that I did not want to do. I never realized the gravity of my actions and how many people I've hurt. I hurt the Neese family and those who love Skylar. I hurt my parents and shamed my family. I hurt my extended family and all of my friends who loved me. I hurt my teachers and those who believed in me. I hurt my church family, my community, and those who trusted me. And I hurt my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. May God bring eternal peace to Skylar and the entire Neese family. Again, I'm so sorry, and I pray each day for everyone involved, and I pray each day for forgiveness.
Thank you, Your Honor. Yes, Rachel Schoaf did tell us where Skylar was. Yes, Rachel Schoaf did cooperate. And Rachel Schoaf also murdered my daughter in cold blood. Skylar would not be where she was if it wasn't for Rachel Schoaf. You said yourself, Your Honor, this is first-degree murder. She should not give any leniency, and she can take her apologies and everything else and sit on them because that's about what they're worth to me and my wife. She has done nothing but make our lives a living hell since this day one. She did cooperate in the end because she knew that it was closing in on her, and yes, she would be caught. That's the only reason she feels remorse. Your Honor, I ask you to give her 40 years and plus if you can. Thank you, sir.
One positive outcome, Skylar's Law. Então eles mudaram o alert. Então o que mudou? Even if the child is not suspected of being kidnapped, as autoridades têm que ser mencionadas. Então você tem que ligar para a polícia tem que dar total atenção. E não apenas, se tem um risco da criança estar em perigo ou não. A polícia tem que ser... você tem que ligar para a polícia e eles têm que agir logo, o quanto antes. So, that's it. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Deixe seu like se você gostou do vídeo e aprendeu palavras novas sobre crime and punishment. And that's it for today. I hope you stay safe out there and see you in the next video.